at the time they need this food is not there, then you find the leaders in this country taking one bag of baking flour, which is also contaminated, to our people. What is your take?
Okay, I want to debunk slightly about my sentiments on the contaminated food. You cannot say that the national government food, the beef food was contaminated, and the governor's food that he donated was good. All right? Because we don't have a medical examination that gave us
but that was real food.
Gave a report from the government chemist or whatever the body that's charged with that, that can distinguish and say the governor's food was okay and the national government food was not okay. And then in the matter of the medical practitioners who are hospitalized right now, I really don't want to comment about them because I really don't exactly tell. No, maybe they took the donated food, or in any case they took the donated food, what kind of intoxication that was in the food that they consumed. So unless and otherwise, we have a professional who can come out with a report and indeed indicate that maybe that the food that was contaminated, then we can be able to comment on that. But what the good one? In any case of donation, whether you have a goodwill or not, when you have been charged with the responsibility of position of power, the responsibility that is primary is to fix people's problems. And giving them food is not part of that, solving that problem. Number two, we have to differentiate between gifts and the food that you give to needy people. A needy person tells you that this person lacks. Right? That's my understanding. Not that he has, but you are doing it as a gift. Gifts are accepted by even any other person in the class of either the highest or the lowest class. So those are gifts. So I could have taken it as gifts, but not to give it as an intervention for people who are starving. All right? And in fact, I can tell you this political mantra of running around and dishing food to people and all that actually is really outdated method of politics. Because I thought, like even the members of parliament, the best thing they could have done is to come up with a policy that would make sure that no family in this Kenyan Republic will go to bed in an empty stomach. Not to think of Christmas and get relief food to give. Then I could judge quickly on the governor that if he was giving that as a gift to the electorates and the residents of Kisii County, it's okay. But as it stands, you saw the influx of people. You saw the population that came to scramble and fight for that flour, one flour. And you can imagine that that one flour, you can only consume it for a day or two. What is the rest? What can this person take the rest of 302 days? If you are given food for only, which can serve somebody for a day or two. It tells you that something quickly needs to be done, because the government has the budget for the Department of Agriculture. The national government has money for the Ministry of Agriculture. What are they doing for them to quickly draw this intervention that next time people will be having enough? Even if you give them in terms of gifts, not because they lack. Thank you.
So precisely, you mean to say that the policies of the Kenya Kwanza manifesto and vision do not conform to the reality of sustainability of the programs that can be able to help this country. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. What is the rationale of the food production and the consumption? Because the equilibrium of the economy in terms of production of food, it must meet the demand. All right? In terms of consumption. So if you need 300 metric tons of bags of maize, and then you produce, 100. So you have a deficit of 200.
Let me check. Let me tell you something.
Yes,
take for example.
Yes.
Take for example. The president, if the president comes here,
yes,
and calls people, and maybe has a roll of rice or call it sugar or whatever, and starts giving people. How many people do you think will run for that food?
Quite a number of them.
Does it mean that the vulnerable ones will run for it? No, everybody, including yourself, because he's the president, you'll go and pick a bag. Maybe a bag for you, maybe a bag for your friend whom you think is vulnerable.
As
He doesn't have.
we wind up,
I don't
And
see you,
let me
I
tell
don't
you,
see
I know,
as a
let me-
see you as a person
Yeah.
right now for that food.
Yeah.
No.
Does it
no.
mean that you
Just a minute.
I'm
You're
just
reminding
saying
me.
this.
You're reminding me.
Yes.
The Kisii governor is said to have called all the chief officers and the cabinet and giving them.
These are his people.
one
These are his
bag-
people. What's
packet
wrong with that?
of,
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
Now,
A gift.
no,
You know,
the
let me
question
tell
is
you.
this. The
Let me
question is
tell you.
this. The
A
question.
gift.
The question.
A gift.
Yes.
A gift.
Gift is a
Yes.
gift.
Giving a gift.
That's
like
okay.
now,
That's
I can
okay.
give you a gift. I can come here and tell you, take this pen. It doesn't mean that you
Yes.
don't have a pen.
My question is this.
Or you don't have money to buy a
My
pen.
question is
but
this.
I'm giving you as a gift,
Yes.
as my brother said.
Yes. My question is this.
Yes.
Mheshimiwa,
Yes.
the governor went to Tabaka.
Yes.
What? I know you know those places in Kisii County.
Yes.
And apparently said, I mean, there were an influx of people jostling for the packet of unga. And sadly, when the population grew, they disappeared, right? Now, my question is this. Do you think it is wise for the governor, who has employed the cabinet, the chief officers, and the CECs, county executive committee members, who earn over 300,000, to be given a gift when we have somebody in Nyamarambe who is starving for the whole year, cannot be able to afford that, just a slice of it, and leaving all those
We are
giving these
missing a
people?
concept. We are missing a concept somewhere.
Which concept?
When was this gift being given?
Yes,
it
that is the
was
question.
During Christmas Eve.
That is the question.
Christmas Eve.
My question is this.
Christmas Eve.
Did your
Let me
governor,
finish.
did
Let me
your
s-
governor,
yes.
answer this question.
Yes.
Did your governor give all the vulnerable households this gift before proceeding to the senior officers
we
in
are in
government?
Kisii. We are in Kisii. If you call vulnerable here, you will also be in the line.
He is using the term rationale.
Rogers, you can agree with me. If
What
we
is
say-
the rationale
if we say,
of what is the rationale of the leaders using? What is the criteria? What informs them that now we will not give all this? We will settle into giving the leaders who support us in office. Just a quick one before
Actually,
he
a quick
answers.
one. I want to help Mheshimiwa. There's nothing wrong when the governor gives the CCs or the chief officers a gift of unga. There is nothing wrong with completely. And there's no measure that when you are rich or when you are earning more,
you can't be given a gift.
All right? That is not neither here nor there. But I think, in spite of that, the cabinet and the chief officer could have resolved that indeed we have seen the vulnerability of our people. So we as the Kisii County government, because we have the resources necessary for us to change all this environment, right? I think they could have given even a statement of as a point of intervention that maybe this is a government plan or policy for them in the next year, this year now we are, that now they have mitigation measures to make sure that people have enough food. All right? But I think again, you cannot give every vulnerable person the packet of unga. It's not maybe practically possible. But for me, I get it is wrong because they were not giving that food as gifts. They were giving the food for political expedience.
No,
Right?
these people were receiving
That's my
gifts.
problem. That's my
They
problem.
were, how do you arrive at they were giving
Guys,
them
just
for
a minute,
political mileage?
just a minute, just a
They
minute,
were-
just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
Yes.
From the,
You
Yes.
saw
Yes.
when the governor was giving, and some members of parliament actually grouped themselves together and started giving. Which, okay,
That was now for them, for the members of parliament
not
who
wrong.
copied from the governor, and then they were doing it for
nothing wrong
political
for them
mileage.
to copy.
across the country.
Nothing wrong,
Across the
nothing wrong for
country.
them to
Kisii,
copy.
yeah, across the country.
Now, is it
They were
across the
doing it.
country?
No, it was Kisii. I saw it in Kisii,
Yes.
Rambadly.
Yes.
It was in Kisii.
Across the country.
So they
Just-
were doing it. They were doing it to copy so that to get political mileage.
A minute, just a minute, just a minute,
And the
guys.
governor was
A
doing
minute,
it.
a minute,
For
a
those
minute.
ones,
You relax,
It is
you
just,
relax a minute. This is Fine Africa TV, Hardline Talk. When we come back, we get more. Thank you.